we are on day 9 of our 10-day journey into beauty as a soulful language. Day 9. We're already on day 9. So excited you're here. Thank you for being here, for sticking it out through all 10 days, and for coming along this journey of my own initiation into my new YouTube channel. This consistency, bringing each of these videos consistently each day has helped me walk through a lot of fear and a lot of different things that I needed to work through and heal in order to show up in this space and in this platform, on this platform, in the way I need to. So thank you for that, and I'm so excited for the next 2 days. We only have 2 more days, 2 more videos, this video and tomorrow's. And today we're talking about the last full topic. Tomorrow's going to be more of a recap through all of the 10 days. And so today we're diving into a very deep topic that I'm so happy is on day 9, because it's one of the most important topics that we have explored, the most important facets of beauty that we've explored through this journey. So today we are going to be talking about the facet of beauty of connection. Connection. Finding the beauty in connection. We are connected as human beings. All of us are connected in one way or another. Energetically, we have this huge web of creation that we are all a part of. And when we start to explore the depths of connection, we understand how the truth of that and why it works that way, why it is that way. I feel that this is one of the most powerful topics of these 10 days, because it relates to every topic we have talked about so far. Leading up to this point, everything that we have talked about starts with connection. We've talked about beauty being something that pulls forward the soul and allows the soul to speak and creates this resonance, this unseen language between the soul and the beauty that we witness in life. And that often the beauty we witness in life reminds us and help us uncover the treasures and the beauty within ourselves. And that all of that happens first through connection. There has to be connection for any of it to happen. We have to connect to beauty. We have to connect to witness the things that call our soul forward. We have to connect to the soul to understand when the soul is speaking. We have to connect to who we are. We have to connect to each other. We have to connect to the frequencies and the vibration of our desire and of who we were born to be. Everything we've talked about involves connection. So powerful topic. So we're going to dive into connection and the many facets of connection that there are and the beauty that's found in each of them. So first, I want to talk about what I feel is the most important way of connecting, and that is the connection to yourself. The connection to yourself determines the connection to everything else. How you connect to yourself is how you will connect to anything else. So the more time and space that you make in your life to connect to yourself, to bring in self-love and self-care and time to just discover who you are at the core of you, to reconnect and remember your truth, all of that leads to this, what is projected in the world around you. Your inner world is a reflection, is reflecting. It's the world out there mirrors what world is within you. Meaning what you know consciously in a human way of the world within you. So there is a beautiful, amazing world filled with treasures that lies within who you are. And our human mind and human experience, we tend to become disconnected from what that world is and what it looks like and the beauty within it. And the more disconnected we become, the more that we don't see it. We don't see that inner world. And we don't see the beauty, we don't see the pain, we don't see any of the things that are within us that need our mental attention, that need our human attention to bring forward the things that we need to in this lifetime for ourselves, for our own soul journey, and why we're here, for the experience that we are having here as a spiritual being in a human form. So when we tune into that and we make the space to connect to ourselves, we begin to understand what it is that is craving that connection within. And we begin to see the beauty of that inner world. And the more beauty we see and uncover within ourselves, the more that we remember about our truth, the more that we see that same beauty around us, or we create that same beauty around us, again, reflecting that out to the world. So if you're in a space where you feel like the world around you, the experience you're having in life is one of pain and one of it feels disconnected, or one that you're not seeing the beauty or seeing the light, or you're just in a time of challenge or trial, know too that's reflecting in your life for you to create that dissonance. It's creating that dissonance in your identity you've developed versus who you were born to be. And as that dissonance is created, that identity begins to shake and maybe crumble a bit to reveal to you your truth and who you are. And a lot of times that takes challenge, and that takes pain, and that takes some of these things that we go through as human beings in order to return to and remember our true self. And that's not easy. I want that to be heard, that I don't want it to sound like this is making light of any of that. I bring compassion and love to the trials or challenges that you might be going through in your life. They're not easy. And when you're in them, you ask why, and it's so hard to understand. It's so hard for the human mind to understand why challenge and why trial and why some of those things come to us, and how we navigate through them and what we learn through them will one day reveal to us why we had to go through the challenges that we did, why we had to feel the pain that we did in order for us to maybe emerge who we truly are, or clear karma, or bring forth a healing within us that we've been needing for lifetimes. It could even be a way that brings us closer to each other. It can be a way that brings us closer to ourselves. So I want to acknowledge that it's not an easy thing to go through when we're talking about challenge and trial and the pains that we go through at times as human beings. And when those are happening around us, it's helping us to reveal something within us that takes some of that magnitude in order for us to see. That takes some of that magnitude in order for us to clear away some of the things that we've held on to as souls throughout our existence that we no longer need, that we need to let go of to make space for the beauty that is prevalent within us and that is trying to be added to our soul during this lifetime. So there are so many different ways that the world around us reflects what's going on within us. And when we tune in to ourself and we understand what we need to understand through all the experiences we experience, through the sadness, the pain, the anger, through the emotions we go through, to the opposite side of that, the happiness, the bliss, the freedom of fear that brings us into this soul desired life that we have available for us to live at this time, that we can access through that healing and that releasing of the things that are keeping us from that discovering that beauty that we have within, that brilliance that we have within. So the change that you want to make in the world happens first within your inner world. And whatever that looks like to you and whatever you want to be seeing in your life around you first starts within. It first starts with letting go of some of the things that you need to let go of, and cultivating and nourishing the things that you want to let free and want to shine through you. And all of that happens by first through connecting to who you are, through having that space to connect to you and making that a daily practice. It's so hard to do in today's day and age to have that a daily practice. There are so many distractions. We're so attached to our device, to our phones and online and social media. We become so attached and addicted to it that we almost mindlessly gravitate to that. And it becomes harder and harder for us to make that space for ourselves that is free of that distraction. So with this form of connection, the first part of the assignment for today is make space. Even if it's 5 minutes a day, it can be so small. 5 minutes a day that is just for you. It's just to connect to you, whether it's through meditation, whether it's through just giving yourself some time with your journal, whether it's literally sitting down and looking outside your window, or just whatever it might be, where you're not trying to consume any content, you're not trying to learn or add to your intellect. It's just time with yourself. It's just time to tune in to your inner world and see the beauty unfold around you, and also see what needs to be healed. Remember that scars reveal healing. Scars reveal what needs to heal. So leaning into some of the resistance that might come from discovering what those scars are, or allowing that to be revealed, that healing, what needs to be healed to reveal to you. So first part, connecting with yourself. Connect with yourself on a daily basis, even if it's 5 minutes. And if you want to take this forward, after you have that time that you've dedicated to yourself, just start adding to it. Make it a practice. Make it a practice to just have that space for you to connect to yourself, to your inner world. And it can grow to as much time as you want to have for yourself. You could even designate, this is my week of myself, and I'm going to take work off. I'm taking everything. It's just, I'm taking a break, and this is for me. This is the week for me. Go to a retreat. Go do something that helps you connect to yourself. So super, super important. I think the most important connection we can make is to ourselves, because it allows us to connect to other human beings, to the earth we live on, to the stars, to the divine beings that surround us, and to our inner guidance, and to animals, to beauty. We connect to everything based on how we connect to ourselves. And the more space we make for ourselves and for that connection, and the more we nurture it, the deeper the connection becomes between us and others, between us and all of those things I just listed. So number 1, connection with yourself. 2, connection with other human beings. When we nurture our connection with ourselves and other beings, we discover something that taps into such a strong connection based through heart. This is something that I think we over time have gotten really far away from out of fear. We become, in this world we live in, we become afraid to connect to other people. And it might root from our fear of connecting with ourselves. It might root from the feeling of, oh, what's that going to look like? Is that going to be accepted if I allow myself to express from my heart to this person? Are they going to think I'm weird? Are they going to think that this is crazy to be sharing something from my heart to this person or whatever it might be? So deepening our connection to other human beings is such a powerful way to find beauty that is woven throughout our heart and the hearts of others. I think that I picture this thread that is woven from heart to heart. And as that thread, as we start to see that thread and we start to understand how it's woven from my heart to your heart to their heart to the hearts all over the world, it just awakens something. It awakens something within us that when we highlight it, we celebrate each other and we nurture each other and the purpose that we all have, whether that's unique from one to another or whether that's the same, whether we come from the same soul family and have the same purpose, however that might be, coming into connection from a heart-centered place where we see that thread woven throughout the hearts all around, versus from a fearful place of, ooh, what if they don't like me, or what if this or that, or so we tend to not act on the intuition that we have, or not act on the promptings we receive, because we let our mind talk us out of it, and therefore that light that we see within that thread becomes more dim. And so the way that you allow that thread to be seen and to be illuminated is by sharing your heart in whatever way you can, by acting on the promptings you receive, and by living from trusting your intuition and living from answering that intuition. This is something that my parents taught me from such a young age, and in fact they created a business around it. So it's been such a giant part of my life to see this concept come to life in so many interesting ways, where their entire business, their entire life's work and purpose has been around illuminating that thread from heart to heart and empowering people to trust the intuition and to trust the promptings that they receive and act upon them. And what comes of that? What comes of that when you act upon those promptings, and what comes when you don't? And it's been such a beautiful thing for me to see and to learn how they've brought that forth in their business and in what they do every day. And I'm fortunate enough to be a part of that. And being a part of that, I think, has uncovered so much for me in my own purpose and my own life's work, because it's very aligned with what I feel I'm born to do. And I couldn't be more proud. I couldn't be more proud to see what has come of their purpose in life, of my parents' purpose in life, and how it serves that soul purpose, that purpose, the purpose of love. So it's such a beautiful way to connect to each other, to develop the relationships and in our lives, and show how much they mean to us and how much they matter. Because as we do that and act on promptings and intuition, we see that thread that's woven from my heart to your heart to all the hearts around the world, just through acting on promptings, just through acting on intuition. and cultivating and nourishing the relationships we have with other people and the connection that we have human to human. So that's number 2. So number 2, the exercise to go with number 2, human connection human to human, is to act on prompting. Act on a prompting. It could be one prompting a day. My parents' business is it's a relationship management system, and part of that system is the art of sending heartfelt messages to people, and they do it in a beautiful way. They have beautiful cards and things that you can send, but the ultimate call within that business is to help people share their heart in a tangible way. So that might be one invitation. One way to act on a prompting is just to put the message in your heart in something tangible and give it to somebody. Just act on those promptings. Reach out to people. It can be a simple text message. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but this exercise for number 2, connecting human to human, is all about making the connection. Make the connection. Don't let your mind talk yourself out of the prompting that you have. Or that, and by prompting and intuition, I'm meaning that inner voice that's saying, you need to do this. You need to reach out to this person. They need to hear this message from you, or they need to just know you're thinking about them. Just tune into that intuition and act on it. Don't let your mind talk yourself out of it. Like, oh, I have this, or I have to be at work at this time, or I have to do this or this or this. Make it happen. Just make it happen. Act on the prompting. So that's number 2, human connection, connecting human to human. Number 3, connecting to our earth, to where we live, to what we are inhabiting in this lifetime. This earth we live on is beautiful. And you've probably tasted that feeling of connecting to earth, to beauty, the beauty of our earth, from some of the other videos and experiments or assignments. But when we really put ourselves in nature and see the cycles and the beauty of our earth, something comes alive in us. We recall things that it's like we see something that is a reminder of our soul's home. When we find things that are beautiful, and when we put ourselves in a place to just admire and respect and be in a reverence of the earth that we live on. So connecting to earth is such a beautiful way to feel connection. I think sometimes it's hard to do that, to feel that connection instantaneously, because for a lot of people, we're trying to connect to something, or we're connected so strongly to something that might not be in the earth realm, and we're trying to bring it through to earth and anchor it in. We're trying to bring divine light and divine love through us and anchor it into Earth's surface, and taking the time to really look deep within the spirit of Earth and to know the soul of Earth. We see that it's made of that same makeup of what we're trying to kind of pull in. And when we pull that in, it helps that emerge from Earth. Just like what we've talked about with our inner world, having things that help us pull some of that out to be expressed through us. Same thing with Earth and with connecting to Earth. Find the beauty in it and celebrate it. Take care of it. Love Earth, love our Earth, and do whatever you can to help it. So assignment with number 3 is to do something to connect to nature and to Earth. Just go for a walk, be out in nature. That's simple as that. Just go connect with nature. You don't even need to write anything or do anything unless you feel called to, but just for no other purpose, just go out and be with nature. I have been trying very hard to be conscious of this disconnecting in order to connect. And I have an example. So this morning, my daughter Harlow wanted to play, and she built a fort, and she had her food, and her babies were in their room in the fort, and I was just observing her and just watching this play come to life as she sat and played in this home she built for herself. And she invited me in and wanted me to be a part of it. And she was reading to her babies, and she was eating her apples and doing all the, like, it was just so cute and so amazing, and made my heart just, I couldn't stop smiling. I felt like my heart was smiling as I was just witnessing her beauty in this moment. And I thought in my head, like, oh, go get your phone and video this, or take some pictures, and which I'm notorious of doing. But something came through me and just eased myself and said, no, witness this. And it was so powerful, because I realized that the more that I don't have my phone in front of me, but the more we have our phone between ourself and the experience, it's so beautiful to capture it. But if that's the only thing we're doing is trying to capture it on a phone, and we're not fully integrated in it with our full being, it's a completely different experience. And not only that, Harlow would experience that. She was experiencing me being there present with her versus me being there present with her with a phone between us. It's a different thing. There's different frequencies. Not saying it's bad to take pictures or video. It's a beautiful thing to document our life, and a big part of what I do and want to do in my life. But have those moments where you're just there in the reverence of the moment, and you're just witnessing what's happening, not through a screen, but through your own eyes, your own heart, your own presence. Grant yourself that in the time you have with people that you love, and for this exercise in the time you have in nature. Make some time to be in nature, and for no reason, just to be in nature and to witness its beauty and connect to it in ways that are deeper than you would have before. Look at the lines in the leaves. Feel the softness of the petals of the flowers. Sit under a tree and look up at the branches and what it looks like from that perspective. Go connect with water. Just let water run across your feet, whatever it might be. At night, go look at the stars and see how many you can see. It's just a beautiful way to connect to the cycles of nature and the beauty of nature. And this earth that holds us and nurtures us through what we see and feel and taste and experience through all of our senses, and in the way that it divinely supports our own purpose in life. So that's the third one. We're just going to go into the three ways of connecting for time purposes. Obviously, there are so many different connections that are made day to day in different ways. So to recap, number one, connect with yourself. First part, connect with yourself. Number two, connect with other human beings, human to human. Number three, connect with Earth. So those three connections, to recap what the assignments are. Connecting with yourself, make time every day, whether it's 5 minutes or an hour or 3 hours, whatever it might be. Make time for yourself to connect with you. Just make that inner connection. Number two, connect with other human beings. Act on a prompting every day. Something that comes within you that is this voice saying, do this, even if it scares you, that has to do with someone else, that is your heart reaching out to them from a heart-centered place. Act on the prompting and your intuition. Number three, connect with Earth. Go on a nature walk, connect with nature, connect with Earth, and honor it for the home it's creating for your soul at this time. Okay, those are the assignment. That's the assignment, the invitation for you. Thank you for joining me today. I will see you tomorrow to recap this whole 10-day journey, and I look forward to it. Have a wonderful day, wonderful night, whatever time it is you're watching this. Thank you for being here. Bye.